Welcome to Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia. Yeah, it's starting to get a bit cool here. Not enough to light the fire quite yet.
No, well, I've got two layers. I like there you are in a t-shirt, and I've got a long sleeve t-shirt and a jacket.
I'm doing all this in the straw bale extension too.
Yeah, which maintains its temperature.
Yeah, a lot better. And that saved us money. That saved us a huge amount building ourselves and doing it with straw bale and stuff. It was hard work for a couple of years, but I don't know what it would cost to build this extension in the same size and have someone do it. So
a huge amount, because that's really quite a big area.
Yeah, it's 10 meters by 9 meters. So 90 square meters, nearly a small little granny flat size.
Yeah.
So, and then there's the other bit that joined it to the house, which is another 3 meters by 5.5. So, yeah.
Is that's straw bale as well, isn't it?
No, it's just
that's not right.
Because the house was a prefab Sarah home built inside, and we decided to do the straw bale, but didn't know how to join it. And so what we did was build the extension and then work it out afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
And it's worked out really well because it's my craft room. But we call it the breezeway because it's got sliding doors each end, and it's
Yeah.
And one of the biggest reasons was the power board is on the wall where we would want to join the house up. And to move the power board was going to cost us thousands of dollars. So by doing the breezeway, we just moved the door in by 1.5 meters.
Yes.
And the power board's still on the outside.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it was that too.
Well, that's it. It's just about what works, isn't it?
Yeah. And that was another environmental consideration.
Somebody I know, they build a house out of Hebel block. And so, they have very similar properties to the straw bale.
They do, yes. Yeah, that's interesting, that stuff.
Well, and apparently that's very good for hot fire rating too, because they were in an area where, fire could be
a problem,
an issue. Yeah. And
ours is rated really well for that too. And people go, it can't be with straw, but it is because the straw is all encased in layers of coating. So we've got plaster, 3 different layers of coating over it. Build the walls and then wrap them in chicken wire and tie them down, and then you do 3 different layers of plaster stuff over it. So the embers and that can't get to the straw. Nothing can get to the straw unless someone, I don't know, runs into it with a massive machine or something. And it's vermin proof as well because there's no food quality in the straw. Not hay, so we don't get vermin in it either. And then it's got an R factor of 10 for insulation.
Well, and what's the recommended is only about 2 or 3, isn't it?
You can get 4.5, 5, I think now. But
I was just trying to remember because they have changed the regulations for building new builds, but I can't remember what the minimum, but it's only about 2 or 3 that's the minimum requirement these days. So you just think, that's 3 times.
Yes. If you're building, that my attitude now would be to tell people there's 3 rules to building: insulate, insulate, insulate. Because we've got our house faces, the main part of the house faces the wrong way. And it was so hot and cold when we came, it was like living in a cardboard box. Putting those, I know they're ugly, but the shutters, best thing we ever did. And it's because of insulation. So, and then we put extra insulation in the roof and,
I met this lady a few years ago and they'd moved from Norway, her and her husband, the whole family, and they had worked, and she just said they were the coldest they've ever been in their whole life. They lived in either Balan or Bacchus Marsh, I can't remember where, and they were Oh, what are you when you build windows? They're window manufacturers. I don't know
Oh,
what word.
glazier.
Glaziers, yeah.
Hmm.
So they were glaziers. They'd been glaziers where they were in Norway. She said she just couldn't believe that here in Australia, it wasn't common to have not only double glaze but triple glaze. So she said
Yeah.
the difference that it makes.
Mm.
They started. So when I spoke to them was probably 10 or so years ago, and they'd already started prior to that,
Mm.
long before we started to get this buzz about, being a bit more environmentally friendly
Mm.
and sustainable. And yeah, so they were trying to break into the market at the time, and they were slowly starting to make headway
Yeah.
into the market here in Australia. But that was one of the first things they did when they got here. They just said they couldn't believe it. They were so cold. They'd never been so cold in their life. And so they started manufacturing these
Mm.
windows and changed all of the windows in their house, obviously,
Wow.
and saw the difference immediately. And I think, yeah, there's just little things like that that
Yeah.
we haven't been good at in Australia, because even with heat, triple glazed
Makes a
windows
difference.
makes a huge difference.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
not only for the cold,
Yeah.
and yet we just have these one pane
Mm. Well,
glass
with the
windows.
shutters, yeah, with the shutters, when we came here, we had a air conditioner too small for the house, and I put the had the shutters put on, and the air conditioning guarantee is that they can keep it 10 degrees below what it is outside. Now, we usually get a 48.5 once a year here, and
Mm,
I had the house down to 25 degrees. So it was well over
mm,
that because of the insulation factor of
shutters.
the shutters.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'd be so much nicer to have glass instead, wouldn't it? Because then you could still see out and enjoy the views. Because on those
Mm,
days, we shut this house down like, yeah, like a
mm,
fortress.
mm. Well, and the thing with the triple glazing too is it shuts out noise as well.
Yes.
Not that you're near a highway, but people that are near high traffic
Mm.
areas, and that would make a big
Yeah.
difference. I'll never forget being in Sydney
Mm.
one time, and I was just in a hotel room that just had normal windows.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, I just didn't sleep all night.
No.
Noise, it didn't, and it didn't make any difference whether the window was open or closed. It
Yeah.
was just as loud.
Well, when we had the heat wave this year, we were a bit, yeah, weren't feeling fantastic about it. And Tony put um, sort of built a tent over our glass doors as well. Once,
Yes,
yeah, and that video went, yeah, had more
done
views than
really well.
anything else. So
Yes.
yeah, so people are obviously interested in finding ways to, well, lower their power use too. Because I mean, on
Mm.
days like that, they're the days we lose power.
Yes,
You know?
exactly. But oh, I know it was just day after day. It was just so stinking hot.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and after a while, everything around you heats up and you can't get it back down cool. So,
Mm,
yeah,
I know, just the ground is
yeah.
hot.
And
Yeah.
yeah, well, the concrete pad that the house is, even in the straw bale section, if we have a week like that, the concrete pad heats up. So even though it's tiled and everything else, and it's in straw bale, that acts as a heat bank and then sets the heat back out in the evening. And it's just like, ugh. So, I mean,
Mm,
it's usually only, a week a year. And then, yeah, the rest
yeah.
is manageable.
There's definitely something to be said for the underground houses, isn't there?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I,
Mm,
I like my views though. I
yes,
like windows.
I do too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
So,
really like to be able to see out.
oh, how
I,
can you have best of both worlds? Like an earth berm. Is it earth berm? Is that what it's called? Where they build into a hill almost, or build
mm,
dirt around a house, part of a house?
yeah, I've seen a few different shows with houses like that,
Yeah.
which is good, isn't it? Because often they've still got the really nice view out there that
Yes.
they've completely covered. The back part of the house wouldn't have the view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And in
yeah.
the Southern Hemisphere, you need to face your windows north. I'm facing north, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm facing north at the
yeah.
moment.
Um, and then you need, at this latitude in South Australia, so 200 k's north of Adelaide, you need a 1.2 metre extension of your roof if it's at 15 degrees or something, so that in winter the sun's coming in and warming the house, and in summer it's not, it's too high. So it's working out, that's called passive solar. It's working that stuff out. And I see so many houses that are built like our original part and just think, oh, why did you do that? But see, councils insist that the house face the road most of the time. Hit the subscribe button below if you want to follow life hacks beyond convention.